Hello friends, I am Professor D.G. Trivedi. Now we are going to study A to D converter in lecture number 6. Up to lecture number 5, 1 to 5 lecture, we have studied digital to analog conversions. Now opposite to that, A to D conversions, which we are going to study from lecture number 6 onwards. This is in an electronics paper EL 6502 unit number 1. Dear friends, in A to D conversions, we are going to study first one is a simultaneous conversions. The process of converting analog signal into equivalent digital signal is known as analog to digital conversions. The operation is somewhat more complicated compared to D to A conversions because D to A conversions is an integral part of A to D conversions, and moreover it is little bit complex logic is going to be utilized. Here this method is developed using the first one is a simultaneous conversions where number of converters are going to be utilized, which compares the two input signals and correspondingly output is going to be high or low, and it is the fastest one. That's why it is called a flash type A to D converter. The process of converting analog voltage into equivalent digital signal is known as analog to digital A to D conversions. This operation is somewhat more complicated than the converse operation of D to A conversions. A number of different methods have been developed. We are going to study 3-4 methods here. In simplest of which is probably the simultaneous method. So one of the simplest method, which is going to be the simultaneous method, which we are going to study over here. This method is also called A to D converter flash type method. The simultaneous method of A to D conversions is based on the use of number of comparator circuits. Here we are going to utilize as a comparator circuit. It may be like op-amp comparator circuit, which is having two inputs and there is a one output. So this is a inverting inputs, non-inverting inputs, and there is a outputs. So the input voltage is greater than the reference voltage, output of the comparator is going to be high. And when input voltage is lower than the comparator voltage, the reference voltage, then output of the comparator is going to be low, and it is considered to be in off state. So we are going to study with this one. The simultaneous method of A to D conversions is based on the use of number of comparator circuits. One such system using 3 comparator circuit is shown in a figure 12.19 below. The analog signal to be digitized serve as one of the inputs to each comparator. That means if you are having analog input voltage which may be in the range from 0 to plus V volt, that can be digitized into number of different number of bits and bits. So if we are thinking that n is going to be 2, that means analog input voltage is going to be digitized into 2 bits digital signal. That can be a different combination of 0 0, 0 1, 1 0 and 1 1. That means the input voltage must be divided into 4 different ranges. One such system using 3 comparator circuits is shown in a figure, and hence we require a 3 comparator here. The analog signal to be digitized serve as one of the inputs to each comparator. The second input is the standard reference voltage. The reference voltage use are plus V by 4, plus V by 2 and plus 3V by 4. So for each comparator, one of the input is a analog input voltage which is supposed to be digitized. Another input of each comparator must be the reference voltage. And because we are dividing into 4 different ranges from 0 to plus V by 4, from V by 4 to plus V by 2, and from plus V by 2 to plus 3V by 4 and plus 3V by 4 to 0 to V volt. So it is these 4 ranges. you require a reference voltage of plus V by 4, plus V by 2 and plus 3V by 4. This system is then capable of accepting an analog input voltage between the range from 0 to plus V volt, and it is going to be digitized. This is the circuit diagram of simultaneous A to D converter. The analog input voltage can be given from 0 to plus V volt, anything. And this analog input voltage should be given as one of the input to all the comparator simultaneously. That's why it is called simultaneous A to D conversions. So here there are three comparators C1, C2 and C3. One of the input of the comparators are the reference voltage. The reference voltage for the C1 is going to be plus V by 4. So for the C2 it is going to be plus V by 2, and for the C3 it is going to be plus 3V by 4. And these are the outputs of the comparator. When the analog input voltage exceeds the reference voltage, the comparator is going to be turned on. That means output of the comparator becomes high. So what happens now? If we consider that all the comparators outputs are going to be low, C1 is going to be low, C2 is going to be low, C3 is going to be low. That means analog input voltage must be in the range from 0 to plus V by 4, because all the comparators, that reference voltage is higher than the analog input voltage. That means analog input voltage may be the lower one than plus V by 4. That means it may be in the range from 0 to plus V by 4. So if there is a range is 0 to plus V by 4, the output of C1, C2 and C3, they are going to be 0, 0, 0 or low, low, low. That means all the comparators is going to be off. If the analog input voltage is in the range from plus V by 4 to plus V by 2, 4, then what happens? The first comparator C1, that is going to be turned on, and its output C1 is going to be high, C2 is going to be low and C3 is going to be low. But if the analog input voltage is in this range plus V by 2 to plus 3V by 4, then C1 is going to be high, C2 is going to be high, but still C3 is going to be low. And similarly, when the input voltage is in this range plus 3V by 4 to plus V, then output of the C1, C2 and C3, they are going to be high. So you can see that you have divided the input voltage from 0 to plus V volt into 4 different ranges, and correspondingly there are 4 different combinations of the C1, C2, C3 is going to be there. So if it is in this first range, the lowest one, 0 to V by 4, then C1, C2 and C3, they are going to be low. If it is in the second range, plus V by 4 to plus V by 2, then C1 is going to be high, C2 is going to be low, C3 is going to be low. If it is in the third range, plus V by 2 to plus 3V by 4, then C1, C2 is going to be high, but C3 is going to be low. But if it is in the last range, plus 3V by 4 to plus V, then all the comparators output are C1, C2 and C3 is going to be high. So this we can understand through the figure. Now that description is given over here. If the analog input signals exceeds the reference voltage to any comparator, that comparator is going to be turned on. And let's assume that this means that output of that comparator goes into the high state. Now, if all the comparators are off, it means that analog input voltage must be in the range from 0 to plus V4 volt, because it is less than the lowest reference voltage plus V4. If C1 is going to be high, comparator C1 is going to be turned on. That means the analog input voltage is greater than the first comparator reference voltage V by 4. That way, and it is lower than second comparator, the reference voltage plus V by 2. That means the analog input voltage must be in the range from plus V by 4 to plus V by 2 volt. If C1 and C2 are going to be high while C3 is going to be low, the input must be in the range from plus V by 2 to plus 3V by 4. Finally, if all the comparators outputs are high, the input signal must be in the range from plus 3V by 4 to plus V volt. The comparator output levels for this various range of the input voltage are summarized in a figure 12.19b, that is given in a table. So, examination of the figure 12.19b reveals that there are 4 voltage ranges that can be detected by this converter. So, input voltage from 0 to plus V volt is divided into 4 different ranges. That is the interval of plus V by 4. 4 ranges can be effectively discerned by the 2 binary digits. So, the analog input signal can be divided into 4 different ranges, and these 4 different ranges can be discerned into 2 binary digits, that is called bits, that is maybe designated 00 or 01 or 10 or 11 combination. So, the 3 comparators output can then be fed into the coding matrix to provide 2 bits which are equivalent to the input analog voltages. So, output of the comparator should be digitized. How it is going to be digitized? Using the encoding matrix. And using this encoding matrix, that means output of the comparator C1, C2 and C3, these combinations is going to be converted into the digital signal of 00, 01, 10 and 11. That means output of the decoding matrix should be given to the flip-flop for storing purpose. The bits of the coding network can then be entered into the flip-flop to flip-flop register for a storage purpose. So this digital information is going to be stored. The complete block diagram for such A to D converter is shown in a figure 12.20. So you can see that 2-bit simultaneous A to D converter. What are the block diagrams? You can see that first block diagram is the comparator is required. And with the comparators, there are 3 reference voltage, plus V by 4, plus V by 2 and plus 3V by 4. That is the reference voltage for all these 3 comparators. C1, C2 and C3 is going to be there. Analog voltage from 0 to plus V volt is given as one of the inputs simultaneously to all the comparators. And output of this comparator C1, C2 and C3 may be high or low. It is given to the coding networks and it converts into the digital signals. And that digital signals is going to be read by this read gates, maybe AND gates will be there, and AND gate is going to be enabled, and that data is going to be stored into the flip-flop register. This is simple, basic RS flip-flop will be there. And that data is going to be digitized, and that data is going to be of 2 bits. The lower bit, that is LSB, is going to be 2 raised to 0 bit, and MSB is going to be 2 raised to 1 bit. So there are 4 combinations, either 00, 01, 10 or 11 combination of the digital output is to be there. In order to gain a clear understanding of the operation of the simultaneous A to D converter, let us investigate 3-bit converter shown in a figure 12.21a. So now we are interested to convert the analog input voltage, maybe in the range from 0 to plus V volt, into more number of ranges. And then the corresponding to that, if the number of ranges are going to be different, number of output combinations of the digital signal is going to be different. That means it is having a good resolutions compared to 4 ranges. So for that, let us consider that now we are converting the analog input voltage into the 3-bit digital signals. That is having the combination of 000 to 111. That means 8 different combinations will be there. So 2 raised to 3. that is going to be 8 combinations will be there. So 3-bit digital signals will give you 8 different combinations. That means you can divide the input analog voltage into 8 different ranges, and for that you require a 7 comparators. In order to gain a clear understanding of the operation of the simultaneous A to D converter, let us investigate 3B converter shown in a figure 12.21a. Notice that in order to convert the input signal to the digital signal having 3 bits, it is necessary to have the 7 comparators. This allows a division of input voltage into 8 different ranges. For the 2-bit converter, remember that 3 comparators were necessary for defining 4 ranges. So, in general, it can be said that 2 raised to n minus 1 comparators are required to convert a digital signal that has n bits. So, if you convert the analog input voltage 0 to plus V volt into n bit digital signals, that means there are how many ranges will be there? 2 raised to 8 ranges will be there, and 2 raised to n ranges will be there, and hence 2 raised to n minus 1 comparators are required for this conversions. Some of the comparators have the inverter at their outputs, since both C and C bar are needed for encoding matrix. So what is the block diagram? First, there will be comparators will be there. Output of the comparators are given to the encoding matrix. And for the encoding matrix here, for the 3 bits, you require sometimes output of the comparator and complements of the output of the comparators are needed. That means both C and C bar are needed for the encoding matrix. And that's why the inverter NOT gates are also going to be utilized for the encoding matrix. The encoding matrix must accept 7 input levels and encode them into the 3-bit binary number having 8 possible states. So, operation of the encoding matrix can be most easily understood by examination of the table of outputs in figure 12.22. So, here we are now studying here that analog input voltage, which may be in the range from 0 to plus V volt, it is going to be divided into 8 different ranges. That means 8 equal ranges from 0 to plus V by 8. Then the second range will be plus 2V by 8. Then the third range is going to be from plus 3V by 8, and like that way. And the output is going to be 3-bit digital signal will be there. That is going to be combination of MSB is going to be 000 to 111. That is the way it is going to be 8 different combinations of the output will be there, which corresponds to each digital range, each analog input voltage range. So this can be studied using the circuit diagrams. So you can see that because it is a 3-bit digital signal is going to be there, 7 comparators are required. 2 raised to 3 minus 1. 2 raised to 3 is going to be 8 minus 1. 7 comparators, C1 to 7, C7 is required. One of the common inputs, simultaneous input is given. Analog input voltage is given to each comparator simultaneously. And other input of each comparator is nothing but the reference voltage, and that reference voltages are plus V by 8, then plus V by 2 plus 2V by 8, then plus 3V by 8, then plus 4V by 8, then plus 5V by 8, then plus 6V by 8, then plus 7V by 8, like that way. Output of the comparator is going to be high whenever the analog input voltage exceeds the reference voltage. Otherwise, the output of the comparator remains low. You can see that output of the comparators 2, C2, C4 and C6, they needed the inverter also, because in some encoding matrix sometimes you require C2 bar, C4 bar and C6 bar also, and that's why this comparator needed inverter circuits. Here there are AND OR gates networks are going to be utilized here. That is nothing but the encoding matrix, which is encoding the digital signal of the 7 outputs C1 to C7. That output is going to be encoded into the 3 outputs. That is going to be the digital outputs will be there, 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 1 and 2 raised to 1. And this output is going to be loaded when the read-in line or read-in network is going to be high. So the positive signal is going to be given. That means this gate and this AND gate becomes open or enabled, and whatever information at the other inputs of the AND gate, that will be transferred to the flip-flops, or it is called a flip-flop register, which will store this digital information into the register, and it will be displayed at the output of 2 raised to 0. This is not 2 raised to 2, this is misprint. 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 1 and 2 raised to 2 outputs of the flip-flops. This is going to be the output LSB, and this is going to be the output MSB will be there. This is the digital output of the 3-bit is going to be obtained. The same thing can be applicable through the circuit, this table, logic table for the converter in figure 12.19a. If the input voltage is divided into 8 different ranges from 0 to plus V by 8, that means the analog input voltage is lower than the least reference voltage plus V by 8, and hence all the comparators are off, and that means all the comparator output is going to be low. So C1 is going to be low, C2 is going to be low, C3 is going to be low, C4, C5, C6 and C7 is going to be low, and corresponding to that the binary digital output, that is going to be MSB, is going to be 2 raised to 2 bits, then 2 raised to 1 and 2 raised to 0 is the LSB bit. They are going to be 0, 0, 0. So this is the digital signal corresponding to the voltage, which is going to be in the range from 0 to plus V by 8. Then if the analog voltage is greater than plus V by 8, that means C1 is going to be high, but still all other inputs are going to be low, because the input voltage is in the range from plus V by 8 to plus V by 4. So only C1 is going to be high, C2 to C7 is going to be low, and corresponding to that digital signal is going to be 001 is going to be obtained. Similarly, if the input analog voltage is in the range from V by 4 to 3V by 8, then C1 and C2, both the comparators are going to be turned on, and that output is going to be high. Remaining comparators are going to be off, and corresponding to that digital signal is going to be 010. And this is going to be happen up to the last range. So if the analog input voltage is 7V by 8 to V, that means all the comparators, the reference voltage are lower than the analog input voltage, and hence C1 and to C7, all the comparators are going to be turned on, and they are going to be high, and corresponding to that you get the binary voltage, binary output voltage is going to be 111. So this is the truth table corresponding to 3-bit analog to digital conversions, and 3-bit, that means 2 raised to 3, 8 different range analog input voltage is divided. Same thing is written here. From the circuit diagram we can derive the equations also. So if you understand this truth table, you see that when you require the MSB to be high, in a circuit diagram there are 3 flip-flops. This is MSB flip-flop. When this flip-flop is required to be reset, initially when the reset line is going to be activated, that means there is a positive signal is going to be happen. All flip-flops, they are getting R is going to be 1, S is going to be 0, and all the flip-flops are going to be reset. That means they are going to be the condition for 0, 0, 0. Now if you can see that if you require that this is to be high, then what is the condition required from here? You can see that C4 is going to be high, then it is connected like this. This is the from requirement we can prepare this encoding matrix. So if you see that when 2 raised to 2 bit is going to be high from the truth table, here for the first 4 combinations, that means 2 raised to 2 bit required to be low. Then for the last four combinations, that is this combination, this combination, this combination, and this combination. For this combination, you require 2 raised to 2 bit to be high. That when this is going to happen, if C4 is going to be high here, until the four combinations, C4 is going to be low. So here it is going to be low, here it is going to be low, here it is going to be low, here it is going to be low. So if the C4 is taken as input for the 2 raised to 2 bits, that means it is low, the flip-flop remains to be the reset. But from the state number 5, that means from here, C4 is going to be high, C4 is going to be high, C4 is going to be high, C4 is going to be high. So C4 is taken as an input for a read-in line gate. That means for this AND gate, one of the input is taken as a C4. So C4 is going to be remain slow for the voltage level, which is going to be lower than V by 2. But when it exceeds V by 2, then the C4 is going to be high, and this high input will be passed through this one, and this flip-flop is going to be set because S becomes 1, R is going to be 0, then 2 raised to 2 bits is going to be 1 because output Q becomes 1, and this 2 raised to 2 bit is going to be high. So this way we can understand that how we can connect this circuitry. 2 raised to 2 bits is easiest to determine since it must be high. The 2 raised to 2 flip-flop must be set whenever C4 is going to be high. Similarly, we can think about 2 raised to 2 1 line must be high whenever C2 is going to be high and C4 bar is going to be high, or whenever C6 is going to be high. In equation form, we can write 2 raised to 2 raised to 1 is equal to C2 and C4 bar or C6. That is, this is a Boolean equation for 2 raised to 1 bit. So we can see here, when 2 raised to 2 1 bits is going to be required to be high, for the first two combination it requires to be low. Then third and fourth combination it requires to be high, and for 6 and 7 combinations it requires to be high. When this is going to be happen, 3 and 4 combinations, you can see here this different combination, C3, C2 and C4. C2 is going to be high for these combinations, C2 is going to be high for this combination, but at the same time C3 here low and it is going to be high, but C4 is going to be low for both the cases. So if we make a combination C2 and C4 bar, which is going to be high for this combination, then you require 2 raised to 1 bit is to be high. Simultaneously, when the C6 is going to be high for this combination as well as this combination, you require 2 raised to 1 bit is going to be high. That means the circuit diagram for the encoding matrix, it is going to be connected like this. For this gate, output should be high when C2 is going to be high. You can see that one of the input for this AND gate is going to be C2. Another input of this AND gate is going to be C4 bar. So whenever the C4 bar is going to be high, C2 is going to be high, then output of this gate is going to be high. That is one of the input for the OR gate. Another input of the OR gate is going to be the C6 is going to be high. That means C2, C4 bar is going to be high, then output of this is going to be high, or C6 is going to be high, then also output is going to be high. That means output of the OR gate is going to be according to the equation. And this read-in gate is going to be passed that one signal, and this flip-flop is going to be set, and 2 raised to 1 bit is going to be high for this combination C2, C4 bar or C6. That combination, the C1 2 raised to 1 flip-flop is going to be set. Similarly, the logic equation for 2 raised to 0 bit can be found in a similar manner. It can be 2 raised to 0 is equal to C1 C2 bar or C3 C4 bar or C5 C6 bar or C7, then output should be high. That we can see here. This is LSB. So when C1 is going to be low, C1 is going to be high and C2 is going to be low, then you require that output should be high. That means C1 C2 bar. You can make the one combination from here. C1, C2 bar, then you require 2 raised to 1, 0 bit is supposed to be high. When next it is supposed to be high, you can see that this line. C3 is going to be high and C4 bar is going to be high. Then you require 2 raised to 0 bar, 2 raised to 0 flip-flop bit output is supposed to be high. Then here C5, C6 bar is going to be high. Then the flip-flop 2 raised to 0 has to be set. Or when the C7 is going to be high, then also the 2 raised to 0 flip-flop has to be set. So corresponding to that, you get this equation for 2 raised to 0 bit. That is going to be C1, C2 bar plus C3, C4 bar plus C5, C6 bar plus C7. That is the logic equation, and that way the circuit is going to be prepared here. You can see that for this AND gate, one of the AND gate input is going to be C1 and another input is C2 bar. For the second AND gate, the input is C3 and C4 bar. And the third AND gate, the input must be C5 and C6 bar. And all these outputs are going to be input for the OR gate. That is 4 AND gate, 4 input OR gate will be there. One of the output of this one, second output is from this one, third output is going to be from this one, and C7 is the fourth output, and that is given to the read-in gate for 2 raised to 0 bit. So 2 raised to 0 bit is going to be high whenever output of this AND gate is going to be high, or output of this AND gate is going to be high, or output of this AND gate is going to be high, or C7 is going to be high. That means the flip-flop 2 raised to 0 is going to be set. The transfer of the data from encoding matrix into the register must be carried out in 2 steps. First, a positive reset pulse must appear on the reset line to reset all the flip-flop in the low state. So what happens? Initial, you are resetting all the flip-flop to 0, 0, 0 conditions. That means positive reset pulse is given to the R input of each RS flip-flop. Hence, all the flip-flop is going to be simultaneously reset to 0, 0, 0. Then the positive read pulse allows the proper read gates to go high and thus to transfer the digital information into the flip-flop. Then the next step is to read-in gate. That is read-in gate, the positive pulse is applied. So all the 3 read-in gate and gate is going to be enabled. And it will pass the information which is going to be available from the encoding matrix. And that is going to be stored into the flip-flops. Interestingly, the convenient application for the 9318 priority encoder is to use it to replace all the digital logic as shown in a figure 12.21b. So whatever this encoding matrix we have prepared using the NOT gate, using the inverters, means then using the AND OR network, etc., it can be replaced directly using one TTL IC. That TTL IC is 9318, which is known as a priority encoder. So it is a priority 0 encoder. That means it is giving the priority to the lowest order reference voltages. Of course, the input of the C1, C2, C3 must be TTL compatible. That means output of the all comparators must be compatible to this TTL IC. 9318 is a TTL IC. That means output of the comparator, maybe op-amp is there. So it should be TTL compatible is required. That means the input must be in the range from 0 to 5 volt. That is required. In essence, the output of 9318 is a digital number that reflects the highest order 0 input. This corresponds to the lowest reference voltage that still exceeds the input analog voltage. So this IC is a 0 order, highest order 0 input. It is going to be encoding, and hence the lowest reference voltage it is going to be encoding, which is going to be greater than the analog input voltage that is going to be encoded. The construction of simultaneous A to D converter is quite straightforward and relatively easy to understand. So you can see that all the encoding matrix, etc., then the read-in gate, that is resetting the flip-flops, etc. That everything is going to be covered into the single IC. That IC is a TTL 9318 IC. Here there is a input is also going to be priority with the zeros, and output is also with the priority of the zeros. So they are inverted, and it gives the priority to the lowest reference voltage, which is going to be greater than the analog input voltage that is going to be encoded, and you get the 3-bit digital output signals. So using this IC, you can replace a analog input signal. You can prepare analog input signal which is going to be converted into the digital form of 3 bits. However, as the number of bits in the desired digital number increases, the number of comparators increases very rapidly, and the problem soon becomes unmanageable. So now, if you are interested in better resolutions, that means you want to divide the number of ranges higher and higher, you require more number of comparators. Why? Because if you require that digital output signal should be divided into 16 ranges, that means 2 raised to 4 is the 16 ranges. That means output digital signal should be a 4-bit. So if n is equal to 4, 2 raised to 4 minus 1, 15 comparators are required to get the circuit diagram of digital analog to digital conversions. It means that if the number of bits are going to be increasing faster and faster, more and more resolutions, 8-bit is required. How many comparators are required in that case? If it is a to D converter of 8-bit, that means the digital combinations is going to be 2 raised to 8, 255 combinations, 256 combinations will be there. That means 2 raised to 55 comparators are required. 255 comparators are required to converting analog input voltage into digital form. Moreover, you require a reference voltage which is going to be dividing this ranges from 0 to plus V into 256 ranges, 255 ranges. So the circuit becomes very complicated and it becomes unmanageable. So however, as the number of bits in the desired digital signal number increases, the number of comparators increases very rapidly, 2 raised to n minus 1, and the problem soon becomes unmanageable. Even though this method is simple and is capable of extremely fast conversions rate, here are a preferable method for digitizing the numbers having more than 3 or 4 bits. So this advantage of this method is that this method is a very fast method. That means analog input voltages, it can convert into the digital signal very fast, because the analog voltage is given to all the flip-flop simultaneously, and hence up to 3 to 4 bits conversions, this method is going to be preferred method. But if you want to convert more than 4 bits of the digital signals, then the system becomes more complicated and you have to choose for other methods. Because it is a fast, this type of converter is frequently called a flash converter, because this method is the fastest one. It is also known as a flash converter, A to D converter. The Motorola MC10319 is an example of 8-bit flash A to D converter. So Motorola also has developed one IC. That IC is MC10319, is an example of 8-bit flash A to D converter. Means it utilizes a number of comparators. Now if it is 8-bit digital signal is there, that means 2 raised to 8, 256 combinations you require. Input range has to be divided into 256 range, and that means 2 raised to 8 minus 1, that means 255 comparators you needed here, which is there inside this IC Motorola MC10319. The input has to be 256 parallel comparators connected to the precision voltage divider network. The comparator outputs are fed to the latches and then to the encoding network that captures the digital signal into the gray code. And inside this IC, whatever the comparator outputs are there. That means how many comparators? 256 comparators are there. 255 comparators are there. C1 to C255. That output is fed to the encoding network, and that output of the encoding network will be 8 lines will be there. That is going to be given to the gray code. And gray code is normally utilized to reduce the error. That means 1 bit error is not supposed to be happen in a binary signal. That's why gray code is prior to the binary signal is going to be utilized, and then after it is converted gray code into the binary code. The comparator outputs are fed to the latches and then to the encoding network that captures the digital signal into the gray code. Gray code is used to ensure that small input errors do not result in a large digital signals. Because in a gray code, at a time when it makes a transition from one level to another level, only one of the bit of the digital signal is going to be changed, and hence the error is going to be very minute. The gray code is then decoded into a state binary and presented to the output, which are tri-state TTL compatible. So output of the gray code is then converted into the binary. So there are binary ICs are available which is converting gray to binary using exclusive OR gate, which also you have studied in F5 and S5 syllabus. The flash A to D converter is capable of operating with 25 megahertz clock. That means this flash converter, analog to digital converter of 8-bit, which is converting at the rate of 25 megahertz clock. That means what is the period? T is equal to 1 upon f. So with the smallest period of 1 upon 25 into 10 raised to 6 seconds, or 1 upon 25 into 10 raised to 6 seconds, that is called how much? You can see that 1000 divided by 25, that is going to be 40 milliseconds. Within the 40 milliseconds, the analog signal is going to be converted into the digital signals. This IC is a 24 pins DIP and requires 2 DC power supply, plus 5 volt VDC and minus 5 volt VDC. 2 power supply is required for this IC. And possible applications include radar signal processing, video displays, and high-speed instrumentation and in television broadcasting. This IC of analog signal is converting into digital signal of 8 bits. Thank you very much, friends.